our 2 days training. And so that we can begin, I would request one of us to lead us with our opening prayer before we do our preliminaries. Kindly, one participant, you can raise up your hand so that you can be given permission to unmute. Neri Chepwan, would you mind praying for us?
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, we come before you. We want to thank you because of your care you have taken care of us. Thank you because of this morning, O Lord, because you have given us good health, Almighty God. Thank you, oh my Father, because of our facilitators, O Lord. Thank you, Lord, because you have been with them, Almighty Father, all the way through. As we continue, my God, I pray your presence, Almighty Father, be upon us, O Lord. I pray, Father, even as we listen, as we participate, may you be with us, Almighty God. And when we shall reach the end, we shall not forget to thank you, my Father. I pray this short prayer through Christ our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Nelly. I picked on you because I noted you among the first participants to log in. My name is Eunice Mugambi, Deputy Director, Kemi, and I will be facilitating our sessions today and tomorrow with my colleague who will shortly introduce herself. And I want to believe participants, you are from Transzoia County and Isiolo County. We are expecting 28 participants from Transzoia and 51 participants from Isiolo. We are looking at our numbers are very low. I'm hopeful that a majority of us will be joining us later. And at this juncture, I want to give few seconds to my colleagues so that they can introduce themselves and also say who they are. And I want to start with our VVOB partner representative in this group of ours. Kindly welcome, say hello to us and to our participants.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Peter Njoroge, Monitoring and Evaluation Advisor working with VVOB. For the Isiolo team, you remember me, I was with you, but now for Transzoia, I'll be new. I'm looking forward to a fruitful discussion and meaningful engagement. Thank you, Eunice.
Thank you, Njoroge. My colleague facilitator, welcome, say hello to us.
Good morning, participants. I am Grace Gatundu, Deputy Director from Kemi. Looking forward to sharing with you. Transzoia, we know each other. Isiolo, karibu sana. I hope you're going to have an engaging interaction today and tomorrow. Karibuni.
Thank you, Dr. Grace. Our ICT support team.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for taking your time to join us today. My name is Elvis from the ICT division. For both of the counties, I am new, but we hope that we are going to have a wonderful time. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Elvis.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole Mwende. I also work for the ICT division at Kenya Education Management Institute. I'm so happy to have joined this session today. I'm also new to these counties, but I'm glad we learn a few from each other. Thank you, and karibuni for joining us.
Thank you very much. Those are my colleagues who will be with me in this team. Kindly, Elvis, before we begin, reminders of etiquettes, online etiquettes, so that when we begin our sessions, we will not have any disruptions here and there.
Thank you very much. Good morning, school leaders. Mine is just to quickly remind us of the etiquette that is expected from us. Please note that if you are not speaking, I will ask you to mute yourself. At the same time, if you would like to turn on your video, ensure that you are dressed well and you are in a presentable state and you're in a decent place. Otherwise, please keep your video off. Whenever you'd like to speak, I would ask all of us to raise your hand. You can do turn taking. And of course, whenever you'd like to ask a question, you can also do it in the chat. And I will also encourage all of us to be lively and give reactions and be participative in the group discussions. Otherwise, I wish you all the best. Have a good day, have a good discussion. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. We have another WB partner. Kindly welcome and say hello to us.
Good morning, team. It's so good to see you here today. And welcome to the training session. We will be learning, having fun at the same time. So I'm wishing you all the best today. See you later. Thank you.
Here, Teresa. I would like to establish whether President Transzoia is in our midst, so that we can also give him a chance to say hello to all of us on behalf of Transzoia participants. If maybe the president is not in, we can have one participant from Transzoia.
We have John Natoka.
John Natoka, are you in?
Yes, please. Good morning.
Good morning.
On behalf of Transzoia members, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you for the seminar and most welcome. We are very happy to be amongst the leaders who are taking part in this seminar. Our friends from Isiolo, I say thank you very much. We shall have a very interactive session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our president from Isiolo County, a participant from Isiolo County, Godana Guyo. I can also see Jaso, one of you can unmute and say hello to us. Nico, do they have the right to unmute themselves? You can unmute Godana. Isiolo team, kindly, one of you, and I think you're only two. We have also Roba from Isiolo. It appears Isiolo team, you are all quiet, is okay. If the president joins us later, we will give him a chance to say hello to us. I want to believe that all of us were able to see our timetable for our 2 days session. And we are beginning our day 1 presentation with a review of our units 1, 2, and 3, so that tomorrow again, we begin our preview of our units 4, 5, and 6. And I want to join my colleagues in saying that we are looking forward to very engaging participation. Kindly, once we request that you respond to us, just speak to us so that we can confirm that indeed you are in this class. Looking at the projected timetable, we are at number 1, and we are almost done with our climate setting. We are beginning now with our review of Unit 1, but I want to mention that at the end of our day 1 session, we will be seeking your views in view to our day 2 start of time. We are aware that we have Christians in our 2 counties, and we need to be very open so that we can agree whether we will adhere to our timetable, that it's starting our sessions at 11 a.m. or you need us to change. So kindly, at the moment, we cannot make that decision because the numbers are still low. Otherwise, our program for today still remains. And we are beginning with the review of Unit 1, and that is the ICT integration. And to start us up, I want to usher in my colleague, Dr. Grace, so that she can take over. Karibu Daktari.
Thank you so much, Eunice. We are now we are back to where we started from, and we are not doing a learning. We are not starting. We are already at this level. We are going through what we did. We are checking where we are. We are finding out how have we been moving on now that this is what we've been working on. How are we moving on? Have we encountered any issues on the way? Are we able to share with each other? Are we able to form communities of practice as school heads? Because we know that we are leaders. Where we are leaders. And so welcome to this session. The session will have a lot of activities. It will be more driven by you, the school leaders, because we are reviewing what we did. You will be telling each other how far are we moving on. And so we'll be looking at Unit 1, which is ICT integration in learning. And I will do it with my colleague, Eunice, and it is you who will be telling us what is it that you're encountering when you're integrating ICT in learning. Remember, in learning, it is you, the school leader. It's you who ensures things are working. It is you who can tell whether ICT integration is taking place. If you remember, the last time we met, these are the areas that we covered during the self-paced learning. And in these areas, we looked at some issues here. And I'm sure by now you already know where you are. You already know what is it that you're doing. Remember, you're the drivers. No matter what you're doing, you're the people who drive this. And during the self-paced learning, the following areas were covered. One of them was the concept of ICT integration in learning. We did a lot of telling ourselves what ICT integration is all about. And so today, we are not going to tell ourselves what ICT integration is. We already know. We will now be checking how are we integrating ICT in learning in our schools. The other area we looked at was the roles of teachers and school leaders in ICT integration in the learning environment. Remember, after understanding what ICT integration is all about, now we came back to the roles, your role as a school leader, because you're the one who leads the other teachers to know what they can do and what is expected of them. Then we looked at ICT tools and adaptive technologies that support inclusive learning in schools. And this is where we're looking at the tools that you've got in your school that support inclusive learning in our schools. Bearing in mind, we are at a level where we are talking of inclusivity and giving every learner a chance to be in school. Then the fourth item we looked at was online safety and security measures in a learning environment. Bearing in mind, we know that the online area is not safe. We need to alert our learners, be on the lookout, tell them what the safety is and what security is in all these. So we talked about these security measures that we need to take. For today now, we'll be looking at how are you ensuring that it is happening in your school? And the last but not the least, we looked at online learning resources. And we talked about quite a number of them. There were mainly the ones that we talked about. But now we do not want to know what these resources are. We are looking at a way where we can be telling ourselves, how are we doing in this area? If you're looking at these learning resources, you as the person in charge of your school, have you been able to source for them? Where you're not able to source for them, what is it that you're doing? Bearing in mind, when you look at the system of education that we are in, the CBE, it's driven by digital literacy. So I know you're doing a lot. I know this is one of the most interesting topics that we have covered. We know that we have done a lot, and we'll give you a chance now to tell us what is it that is happening in the school. We want to hear from you. What is it that is happening in our schools? And you, the driver of this, what is it that you're doing? And without much ado, I welcome Eunice again to tell us to let us take us through understanding what ICT integration is in learning. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We are doing well. Colleagues, now let us get to our chat box so that we can do our reflection now in writing by reminding us what is ICT integration in teaching. Get to the chat box. The other alternative, you can even raise up your hand so that you can respond. What is ICT integration? And remember, just like Dr. Grace has said, we are only reminding ourselves. Remember, even where we are asking one another questions, it is not an examination. We want to gauge where are we in understanding ICT integration in learning. I hope you are able to get to your chat box so that you can respond to our past activity on the reflection. And once the teacher, always the teacher. If we take too much time, Aquila, kindly unmute for me, Nyambiera, Alfred, so that he can respond. Elvis, kindly unmute Nyabwera. If I say you are not ready, you can also unmute Dorcas. Anui, kindly, I want to hear you speak to us. What is ICT integration in teaching and learning?
May I try?
Yeah. Bruce Ruby.
I'm Rhoda.
Okay.
The much I understand about ICT integration in learning is where we use gadgets that are the technology gadgets in our teaching and learning. For instance, we can use a projector.
Mm-hmm.
We can use phones.
Mm-hmm.
We can use the technology, the latest technology, the communication technology that is globally used. We can integrate it. We can use it while teaching and learning in class. Like we can give assignments the way we are doing. We can give assignments and learners do assignments from home and then they post them over.
Thank you very much. For it is not even trying, it is responding appropriately that you are talking about the technologies which we are engaging in our teaching and learning in our classrooms. Remember, colleagues, we are talking about 21st century skills where we are trying to leverage on technology in almost our day-to-day endeavors. And that's why you can even find a mama in the kitchen getting to a YouTube so that she can be guided on how to prepare a balanced diet. Meaning then, therefore, here we are asking ourselves, because we have been reminded on inclusivity, how are you engaging your teachers so that they can be able to leverage on technology and also ensure that all learners are included? And this is where now we are charging ourselves by asking ourselves, if we are enhancing the utilization of ICT integration in teaching, do we have the resources which are required? Do we have the tools? Are our teachers also engaged in developing their technology? Thank you very much. The lady who has spoken, it is Rhoda. You are doing us good. We have a number of activities here, and I want to give proper guidelines because, again, I didn't mention that last weekend, and I'm sure you are aware, we had 4 other counties in session. And going by what I saw, kindly, I'm begging that once we get to our discussion groups immediately, let us all contribute so that we can come up with as many points as possible. And you are to be allocated a group. The moment you get to your group, kindly, let us have a key person who will be a chairperson, and at most, let us have a secretary who will be in charge of compiling the points which group members will come up with. The secretary, you are supposed to write your points in our Nearpod space that has been provided. But if you find it challenging, you can write them down on a piece of paper so that when we get back to the plenary room, every group shall do the presentation. Dr. Grace, we have the top left, top right. Yeah, those are the group discussion. And I'm sure Elvis Kindly keep on looking at the pop-up information so that when you see you have few seconds remaining, you wind up your discussion. Each group 1, you'll take question number 1, group 2, number 2, 3, activity 3, group 4, like so. And kindly remember, we don't have much time. We are taking only 10 minutes in our discussion groups. And this, you can open our groups so that we can get ourselves engaged.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall get into our groups. We have 5 groups. Once you get into your group, you're going to appoint someone to be the secretary. We are going to share these questions so that we'll be able to know which group tackles it. So the time is 10 minutes. So let's try as much as possible to adhere to the time. And let us not be quiet. We are not going here to be quiet. So the rooms are already open. Let's all check our devices and join the room. Let us all check our devices and join. Check your device, check your phone, join the room. Please join the room. All of us should be joining the room. Check your phone, join the room. Check your laptop, join the room. Please join the room if you're supposed to be joining. We still have 11 of us who have not joined the room. I would like to ask you to join. Check your device and join. Check your device and join. Check your device. Some of us have not joined the room. I'm encouraging us to join the room. We have John Matoka, Bull Robert, Nelly Chepkwony, Nyabiera, Alfred, Dorcas Danui. Please join the room.
you have any questions?
Welcome back to our plenary room. And I would like to request that we listen to our group presentation, starting with group 1. Group 1 member, team leader was it?
Maureen Wasike was the secretary, and we had Helen as the chair before I left the group. Please come in, Maureen and Wasike. Maureen Wasike and Helen, please come in. Maureen Wasike, I know you, and I know you're always equal to the task. Come out.
Maureen Wasike, unmute.
Yes. Okay, good morning.
Good morning, Maureen.
Yes, I was trying to unmute. I don't know whether it is you who is supposed to unmute me or I'm supposed to unmute myself, because I'm trying to tap on the unmute on the microphone, but it had challenges. All the same, our question was one on ICT integration. Yes, the concept of ICT integration, how ICT integration enhances the learning process. I have noted in point form, and we said it enhances understanding during the teaching and learning process. We also said it makes learning real. It makes learning real because the learners are able to navigate through and get more information on a concept. It saves time. It makes learning enjoyable. And it also encourages retention of concepts. Part B of the same question is on the challenges. This notifications wananisumbua. The challenges in adopting ICT effectively in learning. One is the network challenges, which is now that we are experiencing on and off. Number 2, some schools lack the gadgets. Number 3, we have financial constraints. It's expensive to install the gadgets in our schools. Number 4, power outages. In case of lack of power, then nothing can move. If you depend solely on ICT, then you may experience challenges due to power. Then next was lack of enough teaching resources, teachers. You find that most teachers are not ICT compliant. So you may find that in a given staff, maybe you have 1 or 2 against a given population, which may not be very effective. Another challenge is security. Sometimes you find that our schools are placed in areas with the security challenges. So having such gadgets may not be so easy for a school because of the security of a particular area. Then next was maintenance of the same. having these ICT gadgets in our schools, sometimes it can be hard to maintain because of the cost and also the human resource involved. In case of any defaults on each of or on these gadgets, then it's expensive to get people to check on them every other time. Then another issue was the internet security. You might find that the fraudsters or bullies can use the same, which will now derail the process of teaching and learning. Up to that point, if anyone has anything else they can add, we are open and we appreciate. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Moline Wasike, for presenting your group very well. And I'm seeing you have come up with very many points, which are very clear. I don't know whether we have any other member who has a contribution, but kindly remember we also have technophobia. Thank you.
Yeah.
Technophobia, you could be having teachers with a lot of peers, they are afraid of technology, and it is very common even unto all of us. Sometimes we are scared with the new technology, and that's why we are keeping on reminding ourselves that let us encourage one another so that we can be able to utilize the technologies in place in our schools to belong to the world. Thank you very much, our BBB partner, Joroge, for putting up down all those points in the chat box. I admire your speed in writing that you are able to catch up with all those points which have been presented by Group 1. Participants, let us appreciate Group 1 by getting to the reaction boards. You can either clap for them because they have done excellently. Let us hear from Group 2, team leader, Group 2, secretary. Where are you, Group 2? Group 2 chairperson, Group 2 secretary, where are you? I know we all admire the way our students adapt to the new technology, and that's why Group 1, they are mentioning about enjoyment, meaning we enjoy engaging with technology, even in learning how to do things in our new way. Elvis Rhoda is requesting you unmute him. Sorry, you unmute her so that she can be able to present Group 2. Rhoda, karibu. Rhoda, we are waiting for your presentation.
Thank you. Yeah, in Group 2, we had to look at the role of the leaders, the school leader in the ICT integration. So we have Faith Mema doing the presentation for us. Faith, kindly take up. Faith? Faith is going to do the presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Rhoda.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning to you.
Morning.
In Group 2, we were to discuss on the roles of teachers and school leaders in ICT. And we have the first one, that is part A. There's interference. I don't know.
It's Mbaruroba. Kindly.
Yeah, from Roba. Okay. We are supposed to attend the responsibility of school leaders in fostering a technology-driven environment. And the first one we came at, the first point was provision of the ICT equipment and materials. So that is the role of the leader. Number two, we have also, after providing the materials, the leader should ensure that there is proper storage of the same materials and the gadgets. Then number three, we also discuss on sensitization of the stakeholders on the ICT integration and its importance to the school. The leaders and the leader and the teachers also, we say they can come up with a policy of ICT integration in the school to encourage the teachers and the learners to have integrated lessons. Then the teacher and the school leaders, especially the school leader, should ensure that there is connectivity to power and also internet, because some of the integration need somebody to go online, whereby internet connectivity is very much needed. Then the leader should also be an example, lead, have an ICT integrated lessons as a role model to the teachers so that they can emulate from him. That is about the part A. Then part B is how school leaders can support teachers in overcoming barriers to ICT adoption in class. One, we know that there are those teachers who don't have enough knowledge on ICT integration. So the leaders can organize for the basic ICT training for the teachers on integration and how to handle the technology, the ICT gadgets. Number two, in order to overcome the barriers, the school leaders should provide sufficient PowerPoints and a conducive classes whereby ICT integration can be well taken. For example, having curtains, because some projection needs there's some darkness, whereby the learners and the teachers can do it very well. We're also talking of exchange programs in classes, whereby some of the classes and the teachers who don't have experience can share and learn from the other teachers and those classes who are very good in integrating. Another thing, we can also have awarding to motivate the teachers who are doing well. Also, we can have exhibitions and displays of the school IT work. If there is any class or any group that has done very well in ICT integration, can be exhibited so that it can serve as a motivation for the others. Then we say we have peer learning, whereby a teacher who cannot be able to adopt well in classroom presentation using ICT can learn or be assisted by the others. Then lastly, we can have resource persons to assist where the teachers have challenges as pertains ICT integration. That's what we discussed as group 2. If there's anybody who can add, we are much more, we'll appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Faith Moema. You are able to do a powerful presentation and in view to our assumption that given time you can as well.
May I add something? May I add something?
Yes, Rhoda.
We had left out a point on the first part, part A, having ICT committees, formation of ICT committees in the schools.
Thank you very much. That is very clear. Yeah, it's very key. We are being reminded here that we need to establish ICT committee in our schools because we are aware many of the times gadgets get to schools and they're reported missing or they are stolen. So it is good to establish a committee who can be manning all the ICT equipment and materials. Remember, again, we are reminding ourselves in view to ICT technology, we need to keep on updating our software, and it is key because you remember many schools are having computers which have been either donated, and most of those computers are very old, and you can therefore keep on ensuring that repairs and maintenance, as you have been reminded, you can keep on changing the software so that you can keep abreast with the latest versions of our softwares. Those are very many points which we have been reminded by this group. Remember again here, what we are saying, just like it has been mentioned, as a school leader, you need to model, you need to walk the talk. If we are saying that we want our teachers to be using PowerPoint presentations in their class, you must lead in showing them how now to engage the learners appropriately. Remember again, we are having our teachers using their mobile phones in their classes. Remember, supervision now here is very key. Classrooms, observations, where ICC integration is in place is very key. Why? We are having very young men and young ladies in our schools. Sometimes they get to classes with their mobile phones and they are not even using them as they have intended. They give students work and then they get to their tutoring or they get to their chat WhatsApps, and you must supervise. And in part B, you must guide them appropriately. We can get to group number 3. Group 3, was it John Natoka, or who was our secretary in group 3?
Secretary was Natoka, John Natoka.
Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good
Good morning.
Thank you. I was the secretary, group 3, whereby we were discussing about the ICT tools that can make education more accessible for learners with the special needs. We managed to come up with the some of them. For example, we have the common ones, and then we have the specific ones for the learners with special needs. We have the laptops, tablets, mobile phones, projector, even the TVs can also assist. But the specific ones for the hearing impaired, we have the hearing aids or gadgets which can assist them to hear properly. Then we have the learners with the visual impairment. We have the brailles which they can use to learn. We have got those gadgets with the sounds. For example, the learners with the hearing impairment, the brailles can have the keys which produces sounds which can enable them to hear well. So as such, they can also access learning just like any other learners who are normal And then question 2 is about how adaptive technologies can be used to create a more inclusive learning experience for all learners. Now, we managed to look at, we say that there will be collaborative learning, in which case every learner is brought on board, because no learner will be left out. And as such, learners will feel valued, or they'll have what we call self-esteem. And as such, they can, they learn, they'll feel very valued, and they'll participate just like any other learner in the class. During our discussion, there was interruption of the network, and I didn't get more points from the members of my group. So that's what we had. Please, thank you.
Thank you, Natoka. Umetutolea pointi vizuri the group 3, and we are reminding ourselves that even if our schools we do not have learners with special needs, we need to prepare by having the assistive devices so that when they join your school, you will not start running up and down. I remember where we are handling our learners with special needs and more so the visual impairments. We can use screen readers, we can use magnification software, we can use speech to text software, we can even have closed captioning tools which are able now to display the versions of spoken text. Remember again, our physically impaired learners too need to be guided with ICT tools and devices, and that's why we are talking about alternative input devices. For example, we have head pointers, we have eye tracking systems, and I'm sure we have been able to see even the physically impaired people as we engage with technology, they are not left aside. Likewise, remember we even have on-screen keyboards, and you can even do a proposal, you can seek for funding so that you can be able to equip your laboratory for ICT if you have any. Likewise, for the cognitive and learners with learning disability tools, there are usually very many. We have graphic organizers, we have predictive tools, and I will request that this conversation will continue and continue so that we can source for many tools and devices. Thank you very much, Group 3. We are moving to our Group 4. Group 4, who was your team leader, who is the secretary? Group 4. Elvis. There is someone raising up. Oh, okay. Secretary, kindly raise up your hand so that you can be permitted to unmute. Group 4, I hope we are all able.
Group 4 had a gentleman called Alfred. I don't know where he has gone to. However, I recorded his points. If I can read them.
Very much in order.
They had talked about looking at some of the most common online threats faced by learners. And they had mentioned that some of the challenges that the learners are facing, for example, we were talking about lack of the lack of the know-how. The learners do not know what they need to do to be safe online. They don't have any knowledge. They talked about the exposure to content that they should not be looking at, for example, adult content. And also they talked about them being scared. So the were saying that technophobia can become a threat in the sense that when exposed to it, you may not know what to do. Then when asked to look at the strategies where they can be used to mitigate these threats, the report was saying that there is need for exposure to these devices. They need to teach them on how to use these devices, because if you don't know how to use it, then you're likely to face the threats. Then also they talked about sensitizing on the threats, the common online threats, the security, the online etiquette, talking about keeping yourself safe, only accessing websites and sites that are recommended for learners. And then finally, they also talked about encouraging the parents and stakeholders also come in to educate the learners on how they can be safe online. I think that's what Group 4 came up with. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Elvis, for presenting your team well. I hope you have not done your input as an ICT expert. And remember, our learners are equated to our children who we are having in our homes. And when we are talking about these online threats, these are the threats which we are aware they are in our homes. Remember also, people of God perish because of lack of wisdom. And that's why we are insisting here that skilling in due to ICT is also very key. And the group also have spoken about engaging parents, guardians, and also empowering them. Remember, as a school leader, you are supposed now to engage your teachers so that you can come up with mechanism where maybe you can control the learners who are exposing themselves to unwanted content. We move to group 5. Oh, sorry, we didn't have group 5. We are doing very well. Remember, we are reminding ourselves. Next slide. We are group 5. Yeah, Elvis, I'm seeing there is someone raising up his hand. I want to believe it is
Naftal Mogusu.
Natal. There is something you want to say? I don't think so.
Yes, I wanted
Oh,
to.
okay.
Am I online?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
you
can
are.
hear you.
Yes, I really wanted to add something on input on group 4. I came late, but lady can give some. If you allow me, I can also give some input.
Very much in order. Continue.
Yes, you about the first question. You talk about, we discuss about the most common online threats faced by learners and teachers. Yes?
Yeah, we are hearing you. Continue.
Yes.
Proceed.
One of them is cyber bullying, harassment or bullying of online platforms. Then there is the access to inappropriate content. And then we have online predators who may actually want to leak sensitive information about students or their school data. Then we have addictive to devices, which actually is a very serious when it comes to the students. They get addictive and overuse of the screen that can affect attention and health. And then the solution solutions, how do we curb the challenges mentioned above? It is good that parental involvement has been mentioned, that parents should be aware of their children's online habits. Then there should be also regular cyber security training for teachers and ICT staff. Then we need to work on policy and the consequences of the school overeating behavior, and then communicate them to the learner so that they know what consequences will they get if they reach some school policies on online. Then we also need to talk about digital literacy education. Students should be taught on how to behave and how to behave when they're online, so that they don't break the rules. And also we need to do what we call filtering and monitoring of our software in schools to ensure that there is no harmful websites or activity that is being monitored, which affect our learners. I think that's what I could like to add as far as.
Thank you very much for the many addition. And remember, it is not only our learners who are addicted, but even as grown-ups, we are more affected than even the young ones. And that's why we are agreeing here that a school needs to come up with a policy so that our learners can be aware that when they are caught going overboard, what should be done to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam.
And I want to welcome my colleague, Dr. Grace, to proceed with our next slide.
Thank you so much, Eunice. We appreciate how you've taken us through. It was better than the teaching because you've made us go back to what we've been doing with ICT integration, and you've made us rethink what is it that we are doing in our schools. Remember, school leaders, this is what you're doing. You're actually doing this in your schools. You're actually the ICT leader in your school. You're actually the person who understands ICT better than any other person. Why am I saying this? Because by the end of the day, what you do is what matters. What you tell us is what matters. What you take us through is what matters. And so I still beseech the school leaders, learn more, understand more, so that you are able to read the teachers in the implementation of use of ICT in curriculum. So we are looking at the extended learning activity, and colleagues, I will start by talking to Transzoia. Isiolo, you are still part of what I'm talking about. Transzoia, I went through your e-portfolio, this task in ICT integration, and I will quote a few things that I saw in those e-portfolios, and I gave everyone, each and every one of you got a comment from me, and the comment was in regard to what you had put there as your e-portfolio. One, there is something we were doing when you were learning. I will not quote the names of the people. When we were learning, we were going through how to use Nearpod and Blogger. And when you're doing the Blogger, I picked a flower, and in that flower, I wrote my learning journey. Fortunately or unfortunately, I found 6 people had uploaded that flower, written my learning journey, and that was the e-portfolio. And I kept on saying, please check, where is this coming from? And so I only want to reiterate what you have already done or you're already doing. Even after I saw that, one thing I'm going to say was good was all of you had written something. But you had written something. So what you are doing now is just to urge each other to go back to your e-portfolio task and see what is it that you have there. In our question, you are expected to create an e-portfolio demonstrating your leadership in integrating ICT into teaching and learning. When you look at this question clearly, it is about your leadership. It is you, the leader, and what you're doing in integrating ICT into teaching and learning. What issues are you facing in terms of identification of artifacts, uploading of artifacts, reflection on the artifacts? Why did we bring it this way? Because we want to find out, are there issues you're facing in the identification of artifacts? Are you able to upload the artifacts? Are you able to upload on those artifacts? Some of our artifacts that we have put there are pictures of a computer lab. And you've been given a very beautiful picture, umeipiga, but you have not explained what it is, and you've not reflected on it, because in the reflection of what it is, you now tell us what you're doing in your leadership. So you give the picture, explain what it is all about, then reflect on it. The reflection, we get what you are talking about. It does not matter how many artifacts you have. Another one that I saw was learners using computers in a lab, or learners using a laptop, or learners crowding around a laptop. What I would urge you in that one is ensure the faces of the learners are not visible. Why? We've not got consent from their parents that we can use their pictures. So blur the faces or take the picture from the back. But I know what you meant was, these are learners going through an ICT lesson. And if it is the learners going through an ICT lesson, explain that picture, that a teacher is taking learners through an ICT lesson, and you explain what it all means. Then reflect on it, where you'll be talking about ICT integration in teaching and learning, and your role in ensuring that it is happening. So this was I will say it was a very simple task. Why am I calling it a simple task? Because we only want to see what is it that you're doing as a school leader in ensuring there is integration of ICT in teaching and learning. I will give you a few minutes so that you just say something small about what is it that you're going through. How are you identifying your artifacts? How are you uploading them? Are you able to reflect on those artifacts? And anyone who can raise the hand, we see what is where are we? Because already we've learned this, we've already finished, and you even saw the report that we got that we are doing very well. Let's find out. We are doing very well on what? Are you getting any issues? Please, colleagues, open up. Anyone who has something to say about this extended learning activity? Anyone? Inua mkono? Maureen Wasike?
Yes. Now,
Karibu.
thank you. For my case,
Yes.
I've not been able to upload relevant artifacts. Reason being, my phone, I think I had a challenge with the gadget that I was using. So I uploaded some artifacts, but the relevancy to the topic is now the problem. So I have to go back, delete whatever I had posted, then I post relevant artifacts. Then on the reflection part, that one I think I missed, but I'm sure by the end of today I'll have done the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. And remember, we are uploading this on Blogger.
Yes.
Let's keep on reminding ourselves that it will be on Blogger. But thank you for sharing that you've already seen that you had artifacts, but you're not very sure whether they are the real ones. Remember, the explaining them and the reflection, and especially the reflection part, because that is what it shows, what it means to you as an education leader. Thank you, Maureen, for that. Rhoda Nalianya.
Thank you, Madam Grace. Yeah, I also had a challenge.
Yes.
I was able to identify artifacts. I
Yes.
uploaded them on the blogger.
Yes.
But then when I was trying to put them onto our page, on the
Okay.
assignment page, it looked like they
You
were
publish. When you're
I
trying
was
to
even-
publish.
Yeah, publish. Yeah, that is the word. Now, I even asked Aquila at some point, like yesterday, I've kept revisiting my work, and I realized I can't access them. I don't know why they disappeared to. So I'm wondering if it could be appearing that I didn't post any. And on the part of relevance, like I thought they were going anywhere. So I'm not so sure.
They were disappearing somewhere.
Were disappearing somewhere, and I wasn't able to trace them back or even do a reflection. But while I was publishing, I was trying to write something. So maybe I've not got a feedback from you, and therefore I don't know my position. Thank you.
Thank you, Rhoda. I have someone from ICT who can say something about your disappearing artifacts. Elvis, please.
Thank you very much. Madam Rhoda, allow me to check your profile and check what you have posted, then I'll reach out to you and see how to assist you. If you had posted it and you had saved it, then it should be there. Otherwise, I will be able to reach out and assist you so that you will be able to finish up on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Rhoda. Colleagues, shout.
Thank you too.
Shout, shout,
Thank you.
Shout on that wall. Josephine, please.
Hello.
Hello, Josephine.
Okay, as for me, I did not have a problem with selecting the artifacts, but the problem was with uploading. I had prepared some videos, and I think the videos were too big.
Okay.
So I really struggled to edit them and get them there. Thank God for Gen Z in the staff room. I sought the help of a young teacher who helped me in editing, but it took me a lot of time. I was just wondering what the problem was, but finally I did it.
Thank you. At least you have a Gen Z. And remember, Aquila ni Gen Z, Elvis ni Gen Z, usichoke, shout kwa, and Nicole, shout kwa hiyo wall. They watamka wote. Faith Mwema, how are you, Faith? Faith Mwema? Unmute Faith.
I can't unmute.
You have unmuted.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. As pertaining the uploading of the e-portfolio,
yes,
I got stuck somewhere on how to explain, but finally I was able to upload the artifact.
Okay.
Then made some, I don't know, I made some reflection.
Okay.
And wrote something on about it, explained about it. But my problem is that according to the test, there is a feedback you gave, but I can't find the feedback. It shows me Dr. Grace has given a feedback on your portfolio, but I'm unable to see the feedback.
Okay, we will check on that.
Okay.
And again, thank you, Faith. Thank you, Faith. I'm also assuring you that by next week, again, all of us will have checked the e-portfolios again. I know after this, they'll be better than what you have, just to see if there's someone who has made any change. And remember, we have said, please talk about it. Don't let it just go. Talk about it. Please, kwa hiyo wall, shout. Usikwame, shout. Thank you so much, colleagues. And I am happy where we are as Transzoia. We are doing, sasa hii ni Maringo. We are doing very well. Keep it up, assist each other. Let us walk this journey together. And also for Isiolo, please, let's walk the journey together. Please move on. We know today you are a bit busy somewhere, but I still know you will not get lost. We are going to work together. We are going to finish this course and it will be a success. Thank you for this session. Thank you for being here. We are taking a short break and we will be back at exactly at 11 to do another review of what we did last time when we met face to face. Karibuni, karibuni sana. Thank you.
Asante sana daktari.
Thank you, Faith. I even know your voice kwa nini bila kukuona.
Huyo ni Roda.
Thank you, daktari.
Kwani mnaongea sauti zianza kufanana? Aya, karibuni, let's take the break.
Thank you.
My name is Jeremiah Chome, Head of Institution of St. Mary's Bangladesh Comprehensive School, which is found in Mombasa County, Jomvu Sub-County. The junior school level of learning is between the primary and the senior school. They transitioned from grade 6 to grade 7, running up to grade 9. Most of them are in between the adolescent stage and post-adolescent stage. The learners at this stage of junior school need a lot of support because bearing in mind that the CBC, the curriculum format, is new. So they need a lot of mentorship, encouragement, and close supervision from their teachers. We have gone through a number of challenges of CBC since its inception when it started. And one of the challenges is lack of enough teachers. When we started, we initially used the primary teachers to assist in the junior school. Number two of the challenges is resources. Textbooks and even infrastructure is also one of them. We didn't have enough classes to accommodate the junior students. So those are some of the immediate challenges which we faced. Number one, we have been taking them for capacity building. Those teachers have been we have been supporting them through taking them to capacity building courses. Some of them are organized at school level, and some of them are organized by the Ministry of Education. As a school leader, continuous training is very important because as a leader, you must be a reader. So you need to get the emerging issues, what changes are there, because education is dynamic. So it changes from one time to another. So we need a lot of information and knowledge as we lead the school. I'm really anticipating a lot of knowledge from the organizers of this seminar or workshop. Number one, to enhance leadership skills. Because now I was trained as a primary teacher, but now here is a junior school. So I need more skills to run the comprehensive school. Number two, also to handle my teachers who are undergoing a new curriculum. Because Some of them are also worried on how to go. But with the leadership skills, we shall be able to maintain and be able to capture some of the weaknesses which are there. Yeah, I foresee some challenges because it is app-based. Number one, we need a very strong internet. We need data bundles, which include a cost, and also we need gadgets, which can be able to hold us through the course. So challenges are there, but we are there to overcome them. My parting shot is that the course is overdue because we are now in the third year of junior school. It might have come in the beginning of the first year of junior school, which was around which year? 2023. But now we have gone to grade 9. But all in all, it's better later than never. So we thank for the organizers to bring us this course. It will be really a help to us.
Karibuni, welcome from our tea break colleagues. We are still continuing with a review, and remember it's a review of what we have already done. So it is a review of reminding ourselves and more so checking where we are as school leaders. It's not about a reminder, it's about where are we as the school leaders. How are we implementing the curriculum? How are we supporting the teachers? How are we doing our work as school leaders in the implementation of the curriculum? And so we will start again by reminding ourselves that when we met last time, when we were doing the self-paced learning, there are some of the areas that we looked at, and it is good to remind ourselves that this is what we have already covered. There's nothing new in what we've already covered. It's something even you now, if you get it wherever you are, you already know this is what we covered. And some of the areas we covered were the basic education curriculum framework, the BECF. Why do we still go back to the BECF? Because this is the base of where we are starting with a competency-based education. And so for you as school leaders, this is one area you need to always remember, understand, and check all the elements of the BECF. I'll always keep on reminding you to always understand where we're coming from so that you can be able to discuss about where we are. We also looked at the interpretation of curriculum designs. And you remember when we met, we even wrote the designs. We critiqued what we had written, what had been written by other people, so that we could understand as supervisors of the curriculum. What is it? How do we interpret these designs? Again, we looked at application of transformative learner-centered pedagogies. Remember we said CBE is about the learner, is about the child. And so we're looking at some of the pedagogies that we use that in order to ensure that the competency-based curriculum works for us and works for the learners. We also looked at the utilization of assessment results for decision-making. You remember we even had exercises where we were asking ourselves, what is it that you do with the information that you get? And we even went to the NEC portal. We uploaded our results. We downloaded our results, and we were asking ourselves, what does this report mean from this assessment? And how do you utilize it for decision making? In short, we are saying, when we get these assessment results, we need to use them for decision making. Be it classroom assessment, be it school-based assessment, be it the assessment from NEC, it needs to help us in making the decision. And when we were finishing, we were looking at our role as the institutional leaders. And when we look from the beginning, all this is about what you do as a head of institution. And so we finish it by looking at, this work. What are the roles of heads of institutions in CBE and CBA implementation? Because by the end of the day, it's about you, the school leader, and how you take through our learners. And we'll start with our first activity that we are going to answer in the Nearpod and in the Nearpod, because we want to see these points. What is it that you talk about? And you're saying, as a curriculum leader, what are some of the changes that you're facing in the implementation of CBE? What are some of the challenges that you're facing in the implementation of CBE? Tuanze kuandika, tuone where we are. Enter your answer here. Okay, we are now starting. We are checking. And looking at the answers, I'm waiting for the answers.
kindly join the Nearpod session through the chats. We have shared the link in the chats. Go to the chats, select that link, and join the Nearpod and share your answers with us.
Please share. Colleagues, share. I'm seeing some of us have gone back to the chat box. Yes, you're going to the chat box. Because I'm seeing I have 3 students already in class. I did not answer yet, but I am seeing that some of us have started writing on the chat box. I'm still waiting. We're expecting around 16 answers. The activity is almost coming to an end. We have like 1 hour, 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. You don't have to give one answer. There are many, the challenges are many, and the challenges depend on you and your school. They could be very many. It's all about you and your school. And remember, what is in your school is not in your neighbor's school. So it is you and your school. It's you. Get in. Take. Put your cursor inside the answer where the area where you're supposed to be putting your answer. Just put your cursor there. You'll see it inside that box. And then you type here too. Okay, John, thank you. I can see you have typed. Just try. Do that. Let's see where you are. Yes, Zobada John has tried. Participants who have entered the class are very, very few. Colleagues, very, very few. Our time is up. Let's see, what is it that you've talked about? Maureen Wasike on the chat box is talking about strain on resources. And you know, Maureen, now this being a challenge, it is still you to understand, how do I deal with this challenge? Remember we said challenges are different because people are different, schools are different, resources are different. So Maureen, when it is about strain on resources, we should have gone a step further and asked you, how are you mitigating this? Because when you have a strain on resources, does not mean you're not learning. We're learning. So there's something you've done. I will come back to you where I'll allow you to talk. Kipsang Elliott talks about poor interpretation of objectives and resources required to carry some lessons. Poor interpretation of objectives. And now we go back, Elliot, and we're asking ourselves, we're supposed to interpret the objectives. And what objectives are we talking about? Are they the objectives of the curriculum? Are they the objectives of the reforms? Are they the objectives that are coming from the BECF? Or what is it that we are talking about? And then if they are there, If the interpretation is an issue, you are the head of the institution. How are you managing that challenge? And that's always good. Anytime you bring a challenge, look at the challenge in line with your school and get yourself a solution. And also resources. You know, even when we say they are poor resources that are required to carry out some of the lessons, we still have to look at the resources. We see wenyewe, because what is it that is locally available? What is it that we are able to work with the little that we have? Peter Onsomo talks about internet connectivity. Now, if it is internet connectivity, we'll be looking at, do we have boards of management? Do we have that committee of the board of management? How are they coming in? How are they helping us in the connectivity? What of the partners around? What are they doing? Thank you, Onsomo. Helen Wachana, lack of teachers for particular learning areas. Lack of teachers for particular learning areas. And I know, Helen, you're not telling us that those learning areas are not taking place. You're not saying that the learning in some areas is not being done. And so that's why we're saying we go a notch higher and find out, what is it that I am doing? What is it that I need to do in my school? Roda na Lianya. Some areas do not have teachers. Same as what my colleague Helen has talked about. Parental engagement is not well taken up. This one we'll discuss it in our next session. You see, what is this about the parental engagement that is not well taken up? What are you doing? Because now this is particular, Rhoda, this is particular to your school. What are we doing about it? Helen, again, lack of cooperation from parents and community. Again, what is it that you're doing about it? Thank you for that. Rhoda Nalianya, again, expectations are too much. Expectations from who? Okay, we will take you further. You tell us more. Expectations are too much, yet there's reduced time allocation and a relaxed mood from stakeholders. Hey, Rhoda, hii tutakupatia nafasi. You got to tell us kwa mdomo what you mean by expectations are too much, yet there is reduced time allocation and a relaxed mood. Because anything that we get, it is about you. John Obada is talking about large classes with limited resources, both financial, classrooms, and teachers. You are the HOI. We still go back. How are you mitigating these challenges that are coming to your school? Apart from John Obada, there is Judith, who is talking of lack of parental support, too few teachers, lack of materials, few teachers, lack of materials for practice. We still go back to where we started from. It's still you, the HOI. How are you mitigating the challenges you're finding on the way? Because by the end of the day, it's about what you are doing with the little that you have. Naftal Mogusu, late capitation, adequate teaching resource, limited training skills of teachers, heavy and high workload, and limited parental awareness. And now this is where we still come back to you, Mogusu. When you look at it, what part are you playing? Late capitation. What can we do with late capitation? Because when it is late capitation, it is all over Kenya, okay? It's all over Kenya, and we need to find out what is it that we need to do. I'm also seeing Edwin Birech is saying, late presentation of curriculum design by KICD. By KICD after subject combination. I know you're talking about rationalization. It's not combination, it is rationalization. And you remember what we were told about the rationalization after it was done. The reason as to why we got, the reason as to why the designs of the rationalized areas did not come as a full design, because the other designs were already out before the presidential working party came up with the issue of rationalization. And so from there, the teachers were taken through. And we are saying, Edwin, when the teachers were taken through, they now knew how to rationalize what was there. But for now, the designs are there even for the rationalized areas. Then Rhoda and Alianya, we are continually sensitizing parents on their laws and need to embrace CBE. We have had to have the learners have extra. I know what you mean by that extra. Thank you so much. That is a mitigation of a challenge that we have been having. And so before we go further, we are telling ourselves from what we have seen and from the areas that we have already covered, we are telling ourselves it's true. Challenges are there. You are the HOI. How are you mitigating them as the HOI? How are you mitigating those challenges? Are they particular to a school? And this is where we keep on saying communities of practice. Talk to your friends. Find out how they are mitigating those issues so that we see. Because the CBE is where we are. Understand it better. Find out where you are. Find the challenges that you have. And even after you get the challenges, you and I, the HOI, you're still the person who needs to know how to go about it, how to mitigate, not to solve. It is not easy to solve these things, but it is also workable with what is available. Because by the end of the day, the learners got to be there. All those areas I mentioned, I am bringing over my colleague, Eunice Mugambi, to continue with breakout room activities. Karibu, Eunice.
Thank you, Dr. Grace. Kindly pull down the group discussion. Just like we did with our first unit, we are going to our group discussions, and this time we have 3 groups. I thank God the groups are 3 because participants are not many, sorry. And we are therefore doing as we did with our previous unit. The moment you get to your group, kindly immediately have the key person to lead the group and the secretary putting down the points. I don't know, participants, the challenge you are facing, because we are expecting you to use a nearpod space, which have been provided, but in our previous group discussion, none attempted to write down the points there. Nevertheless, we can use our loose pad, bora tu na hizo points. Nicole, kindly divide us into 3 groups. Group 1, you take activity 1. Group 2, activity 2. Group 3, activity 3. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Eunice. So I will open all the rooms and then I'll come pasting each group's question in your chat. So I will ask you to tackle your question from the chat and let us try and save time. So we have only 10 minutes to discuss, take down notes, 10 minutes only.
We still have some more members. The remaining in the plenary, I can see. We are back in our plenary room, and I'm sorry, I'm just laughing alone because I know how frustrating it can become when you're in a group discussion, you're the secretary, and of course, members are not participating. Let us hear group one presentation. Which are these obstacles that you have been able to identify? Secretary, raise up your hand in group one. Secretary, group 2 and 3, you can equally raise up your hand. Elvis, unmute Josephine Simiyu. Nico, Josephine Simiyu.
Okay, thank
Josephine,
you. Thank you so much. For group one, our question is there. I think everybody has it. So these are the obstacles that teachers encounter in curriculum delivery. Number one, we had lack of enough teaching resources. That is a lack of both textbooks and even teaching and learning aids. Number two, we had lack of knowledge in some subject areas. You know that we do not have enough teachers for each subject in JS, and so teachers are forced to teach subjects that they did not train in. So that one is also an obstacle. Poor interpretation of the curriculum. Some teachers may not be able to correctly interpret the curriculum, and so they end up teaching things that they are not supposed to teach, or teaching them in a manner that is not good. We also have large classes. When a teacher has a large classes, they are not able to give individual attention to each learner. We also have negative attitude of both teachers and learners due to the lack of knowledge spoken before. Then we have poor time management during lessons, where a teacher is not able to go over all the activities in their lesson plans. Now they spend more time maybe at presentation level, and so they are not supposed to participate in group activities. We also have an overloaded curriculum, whereby the curriculum is too wide, and so the teachers are not able to go through it in the stipulated time. We have poor infrastructure in classes. Some schools don't even have good desks. In some schools, teachers don't even have tables to put their books and other teaching materials. And so it is quite frustrating. Then we also have poor parental involvement. So the parents do not support. And so the teachers become frustrated. We have diverse learner needs not met. You know that everyone has their special needs. All learners, they learn at different levels and at different paces. So the teacher, because of the large classes, the teacher is not able to meet the needs of every learner. Lack of review of previous lessons on the side of teachers. Some teachers just start the lesson without linking it to the previous lesson, and so the learning becomes isolated. Then we have poor preparation and lack of professional documents. So when you're going in for lesson observation, you find a teacher is just frustrated and they are not even willing to teach because they have not prepared the lesson. So lack of preparation and lack of preparing of professional documents.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you are done. How I wish we had much time. Kindly, we are reminding ourselves that the government has
Still
invested heavily.
teacher-centered, teacher-centered instead of being learner-centered. And ICT integration is still a challenge. That's what we had as group one.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Simiyu. I was just speaking and reminding ourselves that the ministry has invested heavily. If we had much time, maybe I would charge you to speak more about the lack of resources, because I'm sure we have many textbooks in our schools. Remember, the Ministry of Education is aiming at ensuring that we have one book to one person, but I know in most schools we have enough textbooks. Likewise, you have spoken about overloaded curriculum. Kindly, HOI, we are reminding ourselves that the reason why now we are taking CBC, CBE, it's to ensure that we have done away with that element of overloaded curriculum. And we are all remembering that once they get now to senior school, there will be lower, there will be fewer learning areas. Likewise, you are forgetting that motivation is key. HOIs, if you're not motivating your teachers appropriately, we will continue talking about these obstacles every now and then. Remember again, leadership skills here again is key. Emotional intelligence of our leaders, again here, should be very key in countering those obstacles. We can appreciate group 1 so that we can hear from group 2. Group 2, John, I saw our leader raising up his hand. I hope. Peter Njoroge, thank you very much. You have been able to compile all our points in our chat box, and you have appreciated group 1. Actually, you are the only person who have appreciated group 1. Group 1 feels appreciated. John Obanda, group 2. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, in group 2, I think our question is clear on the screen. Though we had a lot of challenge on communication in our group 2, I think because of network, but at least we managed to come with a few points. Points number one, members came up, they say that as a school leader, you have to ensure that you monitor on the teachers' preparation. That means the schemes of work and lesson plans, and in more so by having a strong subject panels. We also had a point on lesson observation. When you participate in lesson observation by observing the teachers, you'll be able to know whether the lessons are child's learner-centered or not. And also we said, you as the head of institution, you should also allow the teachers to observe you as you present your lesson. Members also came up with the issue of having you being able to see that there are group work taking place in classes, as well as learners participating in projects. And those are a few points that I managed to pick from members.
Thank you. I was in that group, and I'm glad that you were able even to add some more points alone. But I remember we are saying here that classroom observation is a must for every school leader. Likewise, you can even check in the records of work, the reflection column can be able to tell whether learners were engaged in the learner-centered approaches. Likewise, you can invite a few people in your office just to engage them on a casual talk to know how much maybe the teachers are able to engage them. Remember, where you're inviting learners to your office, you must be very careful the kind of language you use, because again, remember, these are the same learners who are taught by the same teachers, and they have their own unique relationship. You can as well invite a teacher, a given teacher of a given learning area, so that you can have a casual discussion in the office. And by that, you can gauge how far that teacher is in view to covering the syllabus, and even how the teacher is able to engage the learner in learner-centered approaches. Remember, here again, it all depends with your leadership skills. And that's why we are saying we must ensure that emotionally we are well, so that we can be able to show our intelligence. Because where you are inviting learners, where you are talking with a teacher, wanting to engage how they conduct learning, again, you must be very careful. Group 3, who was the secretary in group 3?
Faith Mwema. Faith Mwema.
Yes, I was the secretary to group 3, where we were discussing on how assessment results can be used to inform decision-making in teaching and learning. So the first thing we said, that the assessment results give us the true picture of the school. Therefore, we can customize the needs of the learners or the needs of the school so that they can be dealt with. Number 2, the assessment results informs us on the remedial activities that need to be taken in the school. Another thing is that once we have the assessment results, they can help us in future preparation in handling all the concepts in teaching and learning, once we know where our strength is and where our weakness is. It also helps us as the teachers to assist the teachers diversify the pedagogies they are using in delivering the content. Also, when we have our results, we can be able to help, they can help us in selection of the appropriate teaching and learning materials, which can help in better assessment results. The assessment results also will guide us on where we can apply individualized teaching, that is IEP. It will allow us to come up with IEP for every learner. Then we can find ways on the adaptation of the assessments for the learners with special needs. It will guide the school and the teachers to look for resource persons, and also encourage on peer learning or peer teaching to better our weaknesses. And also we can utilize the peers to empower the others in the strength which they may have. Also, as dealing with the JS, the assessment results will guide the teachers on the future pathways for the students, because we have different pathways, and this one will be according to the results of each learner and the school as a whole. Also, it gives us the opportunity to look at the gaps in our institution and work on the gaps that may be in our institutions for better assessment results. It can also be used to inform the stakeholders on the school needs, and they can come up with a priority list on the school needs as per the assessment. Then it can form a basis for capacity building of the teachers, because it informs us on we do a SWOT analysis using the resource. We get our strength, we get our weaknesses, and from there we can do capacity building and maybe change some of the pedagogies. And the last thing we discussed was we can make changes and adopt practical ways into teaching and learning using the assessment results. I think those are the few or many points we discuss as group 3.
Wow, 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 superb. That group have
Thank
done
you.
excellent work. I'm not saying that group 1 and 2, you didn't do much, but you can equally agree with me that that group has done as well.
Let them
Because,
clap us.
yeah, let them clap for you. I agree. Molino Wasike, thank you for appreciating group 3 and paid. Yeah, you're good. You are good. I hope you are able to implement what you are sharing with us here practically in your school. Remember, for you now to be able to ensure that you have prudent utilization of resources, we have been guided to look at our priority needs in our schools by using the results so that they can inform, is it the teachers who are not teaching well, or it is learners who are not able to interpret maybe the assessment given. Thank you very much. We are doing well. And I want to request the Daktari to take us back to our slides so that we can be able to move to our next slide. And I think it is on e-portfolio. And I would wish to invite the Daktari and look at our e-portfolio where we have guided our learners.
Colleagues, we cannot take it for granted that the discussions went on very well. That was very good discussion, very engaging. At the same time, it shows us that where we are, already our school leaders are doing something. This course, we cannot take it for granted. It's given us, some of us, it has enhanced what we always do in our schools, has made us better. And we believe, as we were discussing with each other, we will still have more to ask each other what we need to do.
Colleagues, keep on checking in the chat box as Daktari proceeds.
And again, when we look at our extended learning activity, I'll still share what I shared about Unit 1. This one was done in a very good way for some of us. And when I say in a good way is, already we had artifacts. And I think I've got to start from there, and I've got to appreciate that we had schemes of work that were uploaded. We had lesson plans that were uploaded, but there was no explanation for many of us, and there was also no reflection. But let's start with the good part. We cannot fail to say and to see that the work was done, and it was done equally well. So where are we and what are we looking at? What is it that we are expecting from you? I can only remind you, because already Transzoia, remember I said you are doing well. Already where we are, we had that image of an authentic scheme of work. That one we had. We had a lesson plan. That one we had. So what is it that you're looking at? We're only going back, looking at the scheme of work that you had uploaded. Explain it. Just explain what it means and reflect on it as a school leader. What does it mean? What are the aspects of a lesson, of a scheme of work were you looking at, and what was the reason? Why should teachers be keen to look at those schemes of work? When it comes to a lesson plan, explain those components. What do they mean? Because we got to see what is it that you're talking about. We also got to bring out the issue of in the schemes of work and in the lesson plan, we got to bring out the issues of where are we coming from? Where are we going to? So then now we can say, you as a school leader, you already understand what it means when you talk about an authentic scheme of work, such that if a teacher buys a scheme of work, you can tell. Because you just, many of them, and you can see the ones that are ziko kwa mtandao, many of them are just the old schemes of work that we've been having before CBE came along. So you as a school leader, you're able to see, are they talking about a topic? Are they talking about a strat? Are they talking about a subtopic? Are they talking about lesson objectives or learning outcomes? Are they talking about remarks or are they talking about reflections? Are they talking about teaching and learning aids? Are they talking about learning resources? Those are the things that you want. Now, when you're doing your reflection, those are the things that we expect to see you bringing them out. Once again, I'll retaliate this. Your work was good. We cannot take it for granted. What do I need from you? An inclusion in that scheme of work, an inclusion of learning experiences and key inquiry questions. Please let them not miss. Again, the reflection column in your scheme of work should be blank because you plan early. You plan what you're going to do, so you cannot feel it, so it remains blank. Again, the work we expect to be uploaded in the blogger, all this work should be uploaded in the blogger, saved, published, and the link copied and pasted into the Kemi app in the ePortfolio submission text box. So where are we going back to? We already had a scheme of work. Look at it. Explain it. Reflect on it. We had a lesson plan. Look at it. Explain it. Reflect on it. Let those areas that you can look at for you to know it is authentic come out clearly. Then in the blogger, that work should be there. You save, publish, and the link copied and pasted into the Kemi app. And with that, I know we are going to manage it. We are going to still continue with it. And we, Transzoia, now we still have 2-3 people from Isiolo. We are going to finish this work and finish it well. Why is this activity there? Let me complete this. Why is that activity there? You're the person who supervises the implementation of the curriculum. So you got to understand what a scheme of work entails and what a lesson plan entails. If there's something we would want to talk about or you'd want to hear from us or a clarification, I bring it back to you. Feel free to raise up your hand and talk about it. Any one of us in this area of the schemes of work and lesson plan. Nicole, are you seeing anyone? Yes, Rhoda.
Thank you, Dr. Ari. Just want to find out whether we should do a printed one, a typed one, or a handwritten one.
Remember, our first lesson was on ICT integration. A printed one, a typed one is very neat work.
Okay, thank you.
A printed one, a beautiful thing that looks like it's coming from a HOI.
Okay.
Thank you, Maureen. Sama.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ari. I just want to appreciate your explanation on the e-portfolio, on the lesson plan and the schemes of work. Initially, I had thought it's just about just posting, but now after your explanation, I now know what to do on the reflection and explanation of the components. So in such a case, I think I'm going to do the right thing right away.
Thank you, Maureen. Thank you. Barasa is saying, this one I'll say, Barasa is saying that this work, we normally give it to deputy head teachers to check what is there. We are still saying, the deputy head teacher checks the work that has been done. You, as the supervisor, you got to understand. We are not checking whether you do the checking. We just want to look at the area and see the HY understands when it comes to curriculum supervision, the areas that need to be checked. Thank you so much, Barasa, for that. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, Rhoda. And with that, colleagues, I say thank you so much. You're taking, we are going to the next one so that we finish. And guys, let us finish strongly. Let us not keep on going. Let us move on. Thank you so much for that, for allowing me to be with you for that time. Thank you.
Thank you, colleagues. We are doing well. We are now moving to our unit 3. And here we want to review our unit 3. Remember, as we said earlier, this is work in progress because we are assuming you are still engaging with our Kemi app so that you can keep on reminding yourself. Remember also, anytime you want to download information from the Kemi app, from the uploaded documents, you can be able to download. This is, I think, our most exciting unit because the learner support programs, each and every day, they matter because, as I said earlier, we need to motivate our learners as well as our teachers. And one way to ensure that the school community is motivated, well, we need to mind about their welfare. And in our last unit, we are aware for us now to implement CBE. We have these learner support programs, which are very key in supporting our curriculum. And during our self-paced learning, we covered all these areas appropriately. And now we are asking ourselves, are you empowering and engaging the parents and the guardians in your school? Have you maybe established guidance and counseling department in your school? Do you have maybe a counselor? Remember, counseling is a skill I established sometimes back that most of our counselors input in our school, there may be teachers who are saved. Remember, counseling is skill. We also covered a number of activities in view to value-based education. Community service learning, again, this is key. Remember, the school must give back to the community, and that's why we are insisting that the school community relationship must be enhanced so that they can also receive from you as you receive from them as a school. Mentorship and coaching, another key learning support program, which we covered. Remember, we need mentors so that they can be able to guide the learners. Coaching is very key in our schools, and more so even with our teachers, because again, we know how our teachers are. A number of them, they have been in a school for many years. There's but they need to be coached so that they can adapt to the new ways of teaching. Citizenship is another learning support program which we covered. Remember our learners in Irai, our Kenya, and therefore we have to keep on reminding them that we have constitution which dictates how they are to be treated even in their schools. And that's why maybe we have student leaders in our schools to ensure also they are within the docket of children's leadership. Environmental education and non-formal, another learner support programs which we covered, Chapin say again, and career guidance. And more so now that we are looking forward to getting to senior school, we need to guide our learners. Remember, most of them, even up to now, they cannot tell what they would want to become when they grow up. And therefore, we need to invite as many motivational speakers who are qualified so that they can be able to guide our learners in due to career path. In our next activity, we want to reflect and remind ourselves our responsibilities in promoting inclusive and holistic learner development. You are the school leader of a given school. Which are your responsibilities in promoting inclusivity and ensuring that you have a holistic learner development in your school? I am still reading. We have no space in our Nearpod, so kindly let us respond in our chat box. Get to the chat box and identify at most 2 responsibilities which you have as a school leader in promotion of inclusivity and holistic development of learners in your school. Nicole, kindly, you can, I'm able to see that question in the chat box. I'm still waiting for your responses in the chat box. No one so far has responded. Mary Barasa. This is your previous comment on schemes of work. Colleagues, kindly, what have you done to ensure that you are promoting inclusive and holistic learner development in your school? We can even have a few of us unmuted so that you can share your responsibility. Nicole, unmute any participants. Rhoda Nalianya, I don't know, but from morning, it's like we have just the same people responding in every unit. Remember, your participation here is valued very much. Make yourself relevant, kindly speak, respond via the chat box so that we can indeed confirm that you are with us in this presentation. Faith says you ensure friendly school. How do you ensure that your school is friendly? Is it friendliness with the community? Is it that you want to enhance teacher relationship?
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam. I'm Rhoda. I am a head teacher of an integrated school that is practicing inclusive learning. I have learners with physical impairments in school who learn alongside the regular learners. And we have actually tried to make their environment friendly by ensuring that we have ramps, that their desks are also adapted to suit their needs. And we are also doing a construction where we have a section where we have, it's a storage building, but we have a ramp to ensure that when we shall be moving to that building, they'll be using the ramp while the others use the staircase. Otherwise, they're learning alongside, and we are doing a lot of adaptations, even in their classrooms, to suit their needs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rhoda. And I also want to believe that you are thinking through to having even washrooms which are friendly to learners with physical disability.
We have about two. We had just started an adapted one that we had got a planner from a disability-friendly toilet in an airport. So we had just started, but when the new construction came up, we put it to a halt, but we have a plan for that.
Thank you very much. How I wish I can visit your school. You sound that indeed you are at charge. John Obanda. John, you are unmuted. You can speak.
Yeah, you're getting me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, one of the things that we can do for inclusivity in our schools, we should look at the issue of gender, age, when assigning duties and responsibilities to both teachers and learners, and as well as when you are handling the issue of things like providing tenders to people offering services in schools. You consider all aspects of life, whether they're somebody is disabled, women and men. Thank you.
I love that point of age because we have very many young teachers in schools, and we know the repercussions. I have seen a number of you have responded via the chat box. Kipsang, you are saying by admitting learners, regardless of disability, one may be living with. And this is very encouraging. I know we have some schools where some learners with special needs, when they report, they are told that we have no facilities. Can you kindly look for another school? Likewise, remember Teacher Service Commission sometimes when they are posting teachers, they do post even teachers with special needs in our normal school. And that's why we are saying we need to prepare for both staff and learners with disabilities. Mary Barasa, you are saying we have involved parents in identifying the need of learners in question to sustain them in school. And this is very key. And that's why parental empowerment and engagement here is key, because even as you continue engaging the guardians, remember sometimes having a learner with special needs can be very challenging, and therefore you need to keep on supporting the guardians as well. Helen, you have ensured that the staff have undergone mental awareness. And this is another topic that can take up hours and hours. We know life stressors are all over, and therefore we need to keep on even reminding our learners that when they have challenges, they need to share because of mental and wellness. Moline Wasike, you are saying you have functional clubs and societies Why? Because again, you also want to ensure that we have all-rounded learners in our schools. I kindly want to usher in my colleague now to take us through our group activities. Dr. Grace.
Thank you, Eunice. Colleagues, I'm back. And you're going into our breakout rooms. As we said from the beginning, you get into the breakout rooms, get a chairs, the person who will be in charge of the group and a secretary. Start the discussion mara moja. Start it immediately. So that, the moment we start it immediately, it means that we are able to take care of the time, and we're also able to pick all the points that are important. So Nicole, Elvis, as you take us to the groups, people, those are the questions. They also be posted on the chat so that you're able to pick your question from whichever group you will be in. And then from there, we do the discussion and come back to the plenary and continue. Let's go to our groups.
Thank you, Dr. Grace. Here we are reminding ourselves that apart from group 4, these other groups are picking on 2 learner support programs. We want to hear from you. Which activities are in place in your school in view to these LSPs? Twendeni kazi.
We're only 3.
Hello.
No, I think you need to join a group. These are the ones who have not joined a group. So let me ask Mwinde to allocate Helen and Violet to groups. Here it is those and Yona. Yona last time you also didn't join a group. So let me ask Nicole or Elvis to assign you to a group.
Okay.
So something will appear on your screen, so you need to accept to join a group.
Just check your screen and check your device, and please join up. Check your device, Madam Helen Machana. Please check your device. Mr. Masai, Yona. Please check your device. Madam Rhoda, which room were you in?
I was in room 1 before I went off.
Okay, I'm going to take you back to 1. Let us all join the rooms. Mr. Yona, are you with us? Mr. Yona, are you with us?
I know. It's me. Welcome back. The discussions were candid. The way I joined group 4, it was, we were few, but you can tell, John natoka tafadhali, mute.
Yes.
Mute, okay, sawa. I'm saying we were where we were, the time was not very good for us. We are going to check the timing again. And so because this one takes a bit of time, I want to call upon group 1, the secretary to group 1 to come in immediately and discuss what is it that you're looking at? What have you discussed? Remember, these are about the activities you're taking out there. And because you're the school leader, it is about what is it that you're ensuring is taking place in your school. Group 1, tafadhali. Please.
Thank you.
Yes, Rhoda.
Yeah, my phone actually went off, but I just picked up immediately and started recording from where I was in, where we have guiding parental engagement and empowerment, where our parents have frequent meetings, especially by class parents meetings. Every class with the parents meeting, which are done regularly. Then a colleague also mentioned that he has workshops for parents in the school where they share their responsibilities. They're reminded of their responsibilities, and they come up with their ideas. They are listened to, and like it is actually a discussion. Then there is also involvement of parents in decision making, and you can see that we also have parents representatives from different classes on the board of management, so that then all the decisions that are made in the school the parents are involved. Despite this, we have challenges where we say that in some meetings, the meetings that we call upon the parents to come, you find that the attendance could be low, and therefore the decisions made may not have much impact. Then there's also another challenge where a certain gender of parents come in. Mostly ladies are the one who come for parents meetings, and men are very few. So this is also a challenge. And then abdication of their roles. The roles are well spelled out. The parents' roles are well spelled out, yet they are abdicated by the parents, where if there's anything that is supposed to be done, they maybe agree, but when it comes to practical, the practical bit of it, they don't do. Then there is poverty levels are high, and therefore they also hamper the participation of the parents. That is a challenge. Then there are also political statements that are made that affect our parents, where they say serikali ilisema. So when you ask them to do anything, they feel it's not right for them. Then on guiding and counseling, we have schools that have trained teachers in guiding and counseling, where the guiding and counseling teachers are involved in the counseling matters of the school. But still the same, most of our schools do not have trained guidance and counseling teachers. However, we said in the group that teachers are involved. They may not have the skills, but they are used in counseling. We also have group counseling, where we have, in some schools, we call them kamkunjis, where boys sit on their own with the male teachers, and the girls sit on their own with the lady teachers, where they discuss issues affecting them candidly. And then we also said we have large classes where if we think of having counseling, I think this I captured it wrongly. We talked about stigma on counseling, where we have counseling rooms. When a student is seen going that direction, then that student or that learner is stigmatized because they imagine she must be having an issue. That is why she has gone there. So they tend to shy away. The students tend to shy away from getting close to the counseling teachers. Then some of our schools only invite counselors once in a while to talk to the teachers, to talk to the parents, and even to talk to the children. Then the clubs, the peer clubs that are formed in our school, where the learners themselves help each other out in their issues. I think that is what I managed to capture. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Rhoda. It means that group captured a lot. Remember when you're talking about the parental engagement and empowerment, it is coming out clearly that most of our schools, there are many activities that that are taking place in that school. And you can see that from a point of view of us as school leaders, we are giving them active involvement because parents only feel engaged. They feel empowered if there is active involvement, and that one has come out very clearly. Again, when we have supportive stakeholders, and parents are stakeholders, we got to bring them in so that they can be part of our stakeholders and they become supportive stakeholders. When we involve parents, just as we've been told, there's a lot of motivation. It boosts motivation of learning. Learners feel they are part and parcel of what is happening because their parents have been involved in it. There's also a sense of security. With parental engagement and empowerment, these people feel secure. Learners feel secure. Teachers feel supported. They feel they are part and parcel of what is going on. Again, it reinforces discipline because parents are part of it. Teachers are part of it. And so there's a lot of reinforcement when it comes to discipline. So thank you so much, Group 1, for the PEE. Something has come out about guidance and counseling, and it has come out very well that we got to first admit not all the teachers handling guidance and counseling in our schools are trained professionals. And sometimes we normally say that they give first aid. They're there. Remember, you are the HOI, you're the person in charge of your school. Have someone who has the ability to just listen. Because we know many of our learners is not that they have very many issues. They need to be listened to. Again, that issue of stigma, check. Where is the guidance and counseling room located? It brings stigma when it is put in a corner where everyone sees. Every learner can see everyone walking in. Unajua kwetu Kiafrika, you walk in and people say, ukimwona akiingia huko, ya kwao ni mengi. So it's good for you to come out and see, you as the HOI, where have you located the room for guidance and counseling? Where have you put it? Where have you located it? So check that and see what you can do about it. Thank you so much, Group 1. Guys, appreciate Group 1. Appreciate Group 1. Thank you, Group 1. We go to Group 2. Group 2, come in.
Okay, Group 2. The question for Group 2 was on value-based education and community service learning. Am I heard? Am I heard?
Yes, you're being heard.
We are hearing you. Okay. Now, in our group, we saw the activities that we can involve our learners to inculcate the value-based education and community service learning is by creating the clubs and societies in the school. We came and discussed on 4 clubs and society. That is the Red Cross Club. And then we have the 4K Club, the Scouts Club, and the Environmental Club. Under this club, the children come together, they have their patrons, and they can take activities in the school and outside the school. When it is come to the part of community service learning, all the 4 clubs, the children can engage in tree planting activities, taking care of the trees in the school, and under that they will be having the unity, the values that they will be getting of caring. And they can also go out during tree planting days in the nearby community areas, and they can plant the trees outside they can engage in the cleaning of the environment, they can engage in the participation of the drainages, blocked drainages. There, these children will inculcate some values as they be working together, that unity. Under 4K Club, they plant various vegetables. They can put up the chicken, the rabbits. Afterwards, they can sell to the community, and also they can have that, they can be involved on how to do some savings and engaged in the marketing. These children will come up and have to manage themselves. They'll have that socialization skills and responsibilities in them. The basic life skills these children are going to get. The Scouts Club, when they go outside to the camps, they socialize with one another. They participate in various activities, drama, and this one will add the value in these learners. Under challenges, we came to see that there is challenge of resources, lack of resources, because the way we need to facilitate these learners to take some activities need at least the parents to put up something. But you can see some parents refuse their learners to participate because of that. Now it can make those clubs not to come up well. The patrons of this club also, they might need more induction, training, but you can see there is no facilitation that they get to go further and get the training. We have seen that some teachers can have that lack of interest, so they cannot join in to help the learners in these clubs. And that one becomes a challenge to make the clubs become strong. Also, lack of cooperation among the members in the club. That one is a big challenge. Some schools, we don't have land, and we want to engage in these clubs like 4K Club. Now it becomes a challenge for the school to participate in that club. With the Red Cross, the learners, we are going to have the skills on how to assist during the emergencies, accidents, and this one will make the learners to come up well, but to have those requirements for them to assist during those during the challenges when they are getting the people maybe who have been injured and they don't have those facilities that like gloves, like the spirit, that one becomes also a challenge. I think that is what we have discussed as a group.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Group 2. And it is good to remind ourselves that for you as a HOI, you need to create an environment that fosters character development. It is what you do that will foster character development. Bearing in mind, values are caught, they are never taught. It is all about what do we do according to the culture of the people, the religion of the people. Community service learning, let it be a learning, not just a service for the sake of service. Let it be a learning. Thank you so much. Appreciate Group 2, my friends. Appreciate Group 2 as we usher in Group 3. Group 3, please. The group that is dealing with mentorship and coaching and citizenship. Yes, John.
Okay, thank you so much. Group 3, we discussed about mentorship and coaching and citizenship. So as far as mentorship and coaching is concerned, we looked at the first one is being role models, that is from the teachers, the parents, and even the subordinate staff who deal with these learners. Now, learners can learn good behavior or can learn good things from teachers and parents. That is the people who are around them. They can learn good things so that they can be good people in the community. Number two, in school, we have got learners of various abilities. In this case, we can have those learners who do very well in given subjects. So we can have what we call subject champions. These subject champions, we can design in such a way that they can mend those ones who are not good at that, at those subjects, so that they can as well do well in those subjects. Also, we discussed about inviting persons who are successful in the community. For example, we can have athletes, we can have lecturers and other people who have succeeded in the community to come and talk to our learners. And in that case, they can also learn something from them. They can emulate what has made these people to succeed. We also discussed about inviting the old boys and girls of the school who have excelled. They can also come and motivate the learners so that they can also learn from them. And that way, we shall improve our learners' mentorship and coaching. About citizenship, we looked at the following. Of course, being a good citizen or being a citizenship means you be a good person in the community. In this case, the school has to set rules and regulations which learners are supposed to adhere to them so that they can be good people in future. Also, we have what we call learners' voice or learners' government, whereby through such learners' voice, we can have learners who learn to be leaders so that they can even become good leaders in future. That means through elections, learners express themselves, what they desire to do for the school or to do for the learners. And as such, we shall be actually be preparing them to be leaders in future. Also, we discussed about knowledge sharing. That is making the correct decision. In this case, learners are given the forum to share their knowledge, what they have, and in this case, they are able to make good decisions in future. We also discussed about peer learning, whereby we create a situation where the learners can learn from each other, and as such, they can learn and they are able to gain at least something in their lives. That's what Group 3 managed to discuss. Thank you. Thank you. You can hear me. That's what we discuss as Group 3. Asante.
Thank you so much, John. I was talking and I was muted. Thank you, Group 3. And it is you who is the school leader. You are the mentor. You are the coach. Who are the people you have appointed to assist you in this? Citizenship. Are your children Kenyans? Are the teachers Kenyans? Do they talk about what is happening around their area, their locality? Thank you so much. All those activities, they are all unique to a school. Last but not least, Group 4 that had 3 areas to talk about. Let's hear them in 3 minutes.
Okay. Thank you. For group 4, we were time bad, but I will share the little that we were able to discuss. Our question is up there. We talked about environmental education and informal programs, chaplaincy and career guidance. So for environmental education and informal programs, we majorly talked about tree planting for caring for the environment, Most schools have tree planting projects, and so that is there in most of the schools. But for the challenge, we saw that there is hostility in some schools whereby trees are planted and other children or community members uproot them. So it becomes difficult for them to grow to maturity. There are also some areas where the weather conditions are not favorable for the growth of the trees, especially in a lack of rains. We also have another challenge. Some schools are too small, and so there is no space even for the planting of trees. And then there was also small classrooms which do not favor the projects. We also had for environmental education, we had fostering of the cleanliness culture in schools, where learners have been trained to keep the schools sparkling clean. And for the learners or the groups of learners who do well, they are rewarded. There is positive reinforcement. And so schools have changed and are now quite clean. Then we went to chaplaincy. We had from Catholic schools where there is a Catholic mass, and in my school, there is weekly mass. And the challenge was that some parents who are not Catholic do not approve of their children worshiping the Catholic way. And so there is that dissatisfaction. So there are the many denominations. The many denominations make it difficult for schools to organize for those pastoral care. Also, lack of time management for the resource persons. When we invite majorly pastors to come and speak to the children, you find that they are used to having all the time outside there, and so they are not able to keep time, and so they interfere with the school programs. We also had the challenge of the language barrier. Some pastors can only speak in the language of the catchment, not knowing that in a school, all children from all communities are represented. For career guidance, we didn't have time, but I just put my input. For us, we have career guidance as a topic in the group counseling schedule. So during that session, we ensure that the children are aware of the careers available and all the occupations that they can choose from. We also talk about the requirements for those careers, and we encourage them to follow their interest. So another way is also in curriculum delivery, the formal curriculum. Like we have the topic of careers and occupation running in English and Kenya Sign Language. So during that time, we make sure that the children are exposed to as many careers as possible, and we talk about the requirements and encourage them to follow their hearts. So during classes, we ensure that we talk about it so that the children are informed and they can make good choices in the future. There is also, the challenge here is negative attitude in career choice due to poverty. Some children already know that they are poor, and so they think that they cannot learn and become and join careers because of their poverty. So we encourage them. We tell them that education is the equalizer and they can rise if they work hard in school. At least that's what we gathered.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Josephine. Thank you so much, Group 4. Please appreciate Group 4. So when you look at environmental, education, and formal, you can see what is it that you can do. Remember, we said, let it speak to you and your school. Do you have sports? What else do you have that makes the learners feel part and parcel of what's happening? Chaplaincy. Who is the sponsor? Who are the people talking to you learners? Check that. Career guidance. What are the potentials of our learners? So colleagues, thank you so much for that. And it has come out that you're talking about the learner support programs as areas that come to complement formal education. That is what we need to put a lot of emphasis on. It is not just activities for the sake of activities. They complement formal education and they facilitate learners to understand better. It is a link to learners and their everyday lives. Let us remember that. Thank you so much, colleagues. Thank you for where we are. And now I take you back to my colleague, Eunice Mugambi, to take us through the extended learning activity. Karibu, Eunice.
Thank you, Dr. Grace. Even as we move on to our e-portfolio presentation, I have a new point, very few points I would wish to add in view to our value-based education learner support program. That here we are supposed to focus even on classroom activities. For example, a class can have a value of a month theme. Likewise, during grammar, we can encourage our teachers to be having moral stories and they do reflections. Likewise, we can even have ethics debates. In co-curricular activities, again, we can have school assemblies with theme. We have seen in many schools, we have posters, we have slogans, which have been written and more so to encourage or emphasize on good morals. When we are talking about the value-based, remember again, we have drama and skills activities. And such are the additions which I wanted also to make. Remember again, in the school environment policies, we can have many quotes. In our extended learning activity, I'm sure now we are aware, we are able now to go back to what we submitted so that we can edit. And our expectation in our activity, we are expecting that you are able now to work in Droga so that you can upload your artifacts and also do the reflection. Remember here, you are identifying activities which now are leading to the development of learner support planning. Just like we have seen within our discussions, activities are very so kindly. Once you identify a learner support programs, you can come up with many activities as you choose. Just remember, any artifact should have a title and a well description on that image that you are uploading. We are reminding ourselves here that we are working in Droga so that we can save our work, publish, copy the link, and paste that link in our Kemi app. I know here we may not have much contribution because this was a good activity and we are able even to come up with so many activities. I have actually been left with many activities, but time is not on me. I announced when we were beginning our presentations that we need to agree at what time are we meeting tomorrow. That is where we are. And please kindly remove the sharing now because we need to discuss. We need to discuss as a team. Is 11 a.m. okay with us? I need to hear from your end. Are you comfortable with our program?
For Maureen, I'm okay with 11 a.m.
Maureen said she's okay with 11 a.m. Maybe I can pose the question, do we have anybody who is against our 11 a.m.? schedule.
For Faith, I'm okay with 11 a.m.
Thank you, Faith.
Judith is okay.
Judith is okay. Thank you, Judith.
Helen is okay.
Helen is okay. Thank you.
Josephine is okay.
Josephine is okay. Thank you.
I'm also okay with 11 a.m.
Our gentlemen, we want to hear your voice.
Naftali is okay.
Aha, Naftali is, Mugusu is okay. So we can assume that 11 a.m. will be our appropriate time. Thank you very much. I have not seen any person raising up the hand to say that 11 is not okay with him or her. We are opening these discussions, 2 minutes to hear from your end. Could be you are having a challenge. I can see Narianya, your hand is up.
No, you said everybody was okay, but I was imagining. Anyway, now that wanasema wengi wape, 11 will be okay for me. But for how long will that session be taking? So that I usually have a meeting in the afternoon with my church members. So I was wondering how long it will take so that I push them ahead a bit.
We have, remember, I think you are not in the morning because we shared our timetable. We are meeting at 11 and we will be having 3 units preview. That is unit 4, 5, and 6. And therefore, when we begin our classes at 11, we are planning that by 3 p.m. we shall be done.
3 p.m. Okay, fine. I'll try to be to adjust.
Kindly do. Kindly do, because we need your presence here.
I'll try my best. Thank you.
Yeah, karibu. Do we have any participants with a concern that we would wish to raise? Remember, colleagues, we have our county WhatsApp group. In case of any challenge, kindly post it there. And we are here to support one another for the sake of a Kenyan child. Thank you very much. I want to invite one of us to do our closing prayer.
Okay, can I pray?
Yeah.
Okay, let's believe and pray. Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we come before you with thanksgiving in our hearts. We want to thank you for the sessions we've had. We want to thank you even for our facilitators, my Father God, that Lord, you have enabled us have a healthy discussion on our course. We want to thank you even for the provisions to our families. We want to thank you for the peace and tranquility in our nation. How we pray that, Lord, as we even plan to meet tomorrow, you are going to be with us. Thank you, my Father, for the good health you're giving us. Thank you for even availing the time for us tomorrow. And even thank you for the journey mercies for those that will be traveling from one place to another. We thank you for our families that, Lord, you're giving them peace as we even go through this course. We thank you for our schools. We thank you even for our teachers. We thank you for the board of management. We even thank you for the teaching leadership, my Father. I want to commit them unto you that, Lord, as we do this course, they are going to give us support and they are going to enable us go through the course successfully. I pray this trusting and believing in Jesus' name.
Amen.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon, but remember, 11 a.m. we shall begin our sessions. Keep well. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
our
Bye.
facilitators.
Thank you.
Bye.
We appreciate you.
We are humbled. Thank you.